So hello everyone, welcome to day 8. Now we are moving to another sum, which is sum number 15. So I will be doing this sum with you all. So I think this much is visible. So right now we are going to this another sum. This sum is very important from exam point of view. So we are going to read this sum. Gentry Motor Incorporation, a producer of turbine generator, is in this situation. EBIT is 40 lakhs, tax rate is 35%, the debt outstanding is 20 lakhs, the cost of debt is 10%, the cost of equity is 15%, then the shares outstanding are 6 lakh shares and the book value per share is 10. Now since Gentry products market is stable and the company expects no growth, all the earnings are paid out as dividend. So in other words, what they mean to say is that all the earnings which they are doing it, they are earning it, they are distributing it in the form of dividend, and there is no growth. So the debt consists of perpetual bonds, and the debt portion is of bonds. This 20 lakh rupees is of bonds, and they are perpetual bonds, means they don't have any expiry. So what are the Gentry's earning per share and the price per share, and what is Gentry's weighted average cost of capital? So right now we are going to concentrate on these two things, and then later on we will move to the third part. Now what you need to remember is that they have given us EBIT. So what I will do, earning before interest and tax minus interest will give me earning before tax. From this I will be subtracting tax, then I'll get earning after tax, and there are no preference shares, so there will be no preference dividend. So this I will divide by the number of equity shares, and then I am going to get the earning per share. So one of the requirement is that I want the earning per share, so this is one of the requirement. So 40 lakhs is the EBIT, so I will be writing here 40 lakhs. Then the tax rate is 35%, so I can write the tax rate as 35% over here. Okay, then the debt is 20 lakhs, so we know the debt component, which is 20 lakhs, and they have given you the KD means the cost of the debt, which is 10%. Now there is an assumption here. So what is the assumption? That the cost of debt, which is 10%, this is after tax saving effect. So after tax saving effect. So what we are doing is that since the cost of debt is after the tax saving effect, so we are going to find the interest. So don't worry, we will find it everything. So cost of debt is interest, then give the effect of tax savings, divide by the debt, and then we multiply by 100. So the cost of debt after the tax saving effect is 10%. So here I'm going to write 10. Interest I don't know. 1 minus the tax. How much is the tax? 35%. So 0.35 I will take my tax. Then the debt portion. The debt portion is how much? 20 lakhs is my debt portion. So I will be writing here entire 20 lakhs into 100. So this 2 I will cancel it. So 10 into 2, 20,000 Okay, so interest into 1 minus this is 0.65. So this multiply will come here and divide. So 10 into divide by 20,000 divide by 0.65 will give me the interest part. So I will be getting my interest right now. So 10 into 20,000, okay, divide by 0.65. So I am going to get an interest of 307,692.30 paise. So that 30 paise I am ignoring it. So this is my interest. So I will write the interest part here, 307,692. Then we are going to subtract this. So 40 lakhs minus 307,692. So I'm going to get 3692,308. Okay, on this there will be tax. 3692,308 into 35%. So 1292. Sorry. So 1292308. I'm rounding it off. It's 1292307.80 paisa. So I'm taking 307 instead of 307. I'm taking 308. So this I'm subtracting 3692308 minus 1292308. So I am going to get 24 lakhs. Then this I am going to divide by number of shares. So share outstanding is 6 lakh shares. So this I am going to divide by 6 lakh shares. Divide. So 24 lakhs if I divide by 6 lakh shares. So I am getting an earning per share of 4. So what was the tricky component over here was this. The cost of debt which they have given, we have assumed it to be after tax. If we have assumed it to be before tax, then the sum is very simple. So what we will do is, we know the debt component which is 20 lakhs. So on 20 lakhs we will add take 10% as interest. So we'll get an interest component of 2 lakhs. So that interest instead of 3 lakh it will come 2 lakh if we assume it before tax. Now I have taken the assumption after tax since the CA Institute has also taken the same assumption. So I am going with the assumption of the institute. So one thing which we have found out here is earning per share we have found out, which is 4 rupees. And now we have to find the price per share, that is the market price. So for that I'm taking a new page. So we need to find the market price per share, which is P0, and they have given the cost of equity which is 15%. Now I've already taught you all that KE, the cost of equity, we are going to find out cost of equity by using the price earning model. This is already covered in your earlier lectures. So the cost of equity by price earning model is earning per share divided by market price per share, and since they have given in percentage, so I will multiply here by 100. So 15% is this. Earning per share we have already calculated, it is 4. So earning per share is 4. So market price per share we will find out into 100. So into 100. So it's 15 into MPS. So this is going here and this is 400. So MPS is known as the price, current market price. So this is 400 multiplied by 15 will be divided by 15. 400 divided by 15 is going to give me 26.666 and so on it's going. So I'll take it as 26.67 rupees. So my market price of the share is 26.67 rupees. So what I have done is I have found the earning per share, I have found the market price per share. Now we need to find the weighted average cost of capital. So this also we are in the position to find it. So now we are going to calculation of the weighted average cost of capital, which is known as KO, by using book value as our weights. So we will take book value as weights. So what we have our sources, then we have the amount, then we will take the weight, then cost of capital percentage, and then the weight we are going to multiply with the cost of capital percentage, which is weighted average cost of capital. So like this we are going to solve this part. Okay, now let's see. 80 lakhs, 20 lakhs is the debt. So we have the debt component, which is equal to 20 lakhs. Now we have to find the equity portion, and see, the shares are 6 lakh shares and the book value is 10. So 6 lakh shares and the book value is 10. So 6 lakh into 10 is 60 lakhs. 60 lakhs is the equity component. So we have 6 lakh shares and the book value of the share is 10. So 60 lakhs is the equity component. So 60 lakhs is the equity component, and the total weight, if I take it, is total amount is 80 lakhs. So now 20 lakhs I am going to divide by 80 lakhs and I am going to get the weight. So 0.25, this will be 0.75, and this will be 1. Now the cost of debt. So the cost of debt is 10%, which is already given to you after the tax saving effect. So the cost of debt is already given to you, which is 10, and the cost of equity is how much? We have found the cost of equity. Okay, that also they have given, which is 15%. So the cost of equity is 15%. So this and this I'm going to multiply. 0.25 into 10. So this will be 2.5. 0.75 into 15 is 11.25 plus 2.5. So 13.75. So we have the overall cost of capital, which is 13.75%. So I hope till here your answer is clear. Now we are moving to the last part. Now Gentry can increase its debt by 80 lakhs to a total of 1 crore, using the debt to buy back the entire sum of its share at the current price. Its interest rate on debt will be 12%. It will call and refund the old debt. Its cost of equity will rise from 15% to 17%. The EBIT will remain constant should Gentry change its capital structure. Now what they have is, they have asked you that whether this company should change its capital structure and whether it will be beneficial for the company to change its capital structure. So we are going to take the decision from the point of view of equity shareholders. Now what we are concerned is that the market price of the share and the earning price per share, these are the two critical factors for the equity shareholders to take the decision. So we are taking the decision from the point of view of equity shareholders, and equity shareholders are concerned with two aspects. They are concerned with their earning per share, they are concerned with their market price per share. Now if these two factors are going to be in favor of equity shareholders, then it's but obvious that equity shareholders will go for that decision to change their capital structure. So right now we are moving, and now we have to find the revised earning per share, we have to find the revised uh, price of the share, and then we are able to answer this question. So now the total is 1 crore, so the debt which they will be taking is 1 crore, so the debt portion is 1 crore. So this much is the debt portion, 1 crore. Using the debt to buy back the entire sum of its shares at the current price, using the debt to buy back the entire sum of its shares at the current price, its interest on debt will be 12%. Okay, so they are going to borrow 1 crore at the rate of 12% interest. So this is what we understand, and the cost of equity will rise from 15 to 17%. Okay, so the revised cost of equity will be 17%. And there is one more thing which they have mentioned, that they will use the debt to buy back the entire sum of share at the current price. So they are using the debt. So how much is the debt? Is 20 lakhs. So let me just go through it. Using the debt to buy back the entire sum of share at current price, and it will have a call and refund the old debt. Okay, so two things they have mentioned here. So there is an old debt of 20 lakhs. Okay, so we are having 1 crore with us. This much amount we have taken, this is our new debt. Okay, so no need to write crores. Okay, this is the new debt. We have 1 crore, and out of this 1 crore we are going to repay our old debt, which is 20 lakhs. So this debt will be repaid. So this 20 lakhs will be repaid. So our old debt will be 0. So our old debt will be 0 since the old debt is repaid. Now be very cool and calm. I will be explaining you everything, so don't worry. So the new debt is 1 crore. Out of this 1 crore, 20 lakhs, the old debt, I have repaid it. So I have repaid 20 lakhs. Okay, so this 20 lakhs is the repayment of old debt. So how much money is remaining with me is 80 lakhs. Okay, so 80 lakhs money is remaining with me. These much funds are there with me, and these funds I will be using to purchase the equity shares from the market. So my one equity share is having a market price per share, how much, which we have already calculated. Okay, 26.67. So 26.6666 and so on, you have to take it. So what is there, that the market price per share is, sorry, The market price per share is 26.666666, so on. So one share is costing me rupees 26. So I have 80 lakhs rupees with me, right? So how many shares I am going to purchase? So 80 lakhs I will multiply by 1 and I will divide by 26.666. So I will get these number of equity shares which I will buy back from the market. So 80 lakhs divide by 26.666666 till the calc is filled up with the numbers. So I'm going to get 3 lakh shares. So 3 lakh shares I am going to buy back. 3 lakh equity shares I am going to buy back. So you have to be very cool and calm while understanding this part. So I hope I have made myself clear. And then now what we are going to do is we are going to find the earning per share. So let's see what they have said here, that Gentry can increase its debt by 80 lakhs to a total of 1 crore. See, so they have increased the debt by 80 lakhs. Yes, this is the new 80 lakhs because out of this 1 crore 20 lakhs debt they have already repaid. So there is a new debt of 80 lakhs which what they are telling us, right? Now this debt is to be buyback an entire sum of shares at current price. Its interest rate on debt will be 12% and it will call and refund the old debt. Then the cost of equity will rise, okay, from 15 to 17. Now EBIT will remain constant. So how much is our EBIT? 40 lakhs. So the earnings will remain constant. So our earning before interest and tax will remain 40 lakhs. Okay. Then we will deduct interest. So we have taken a loan of 1 crores at the rate of 12%. So 12 lakhs will be the interest which I will spend. So I will get earning before tax. 1 crore we have taken the loan at the rate of 12%. So 40 lakhs minus 12 lakhs will give me 28 lakhs earning before tax. From this I will be subtracting my tax, and my tax is, how much is my tax rate? 35%. Okay, so my tax is at the rate of 35%. So 28 lakhs into 35% is giving me 9 lakh 80. Then we'll get earning after tax. So 28 lakhs minus 9 lakh 80. So 18 lakh 20 is the earning after tax. Divide by the number of equity shares. Now remember the old equity shares which we were having were the 6 lakh shares. So the old equity shares in numbers were 6 lakh equity shares in numbers. Out of this we have bought back 3 lakh shares, right? So the new or the remaining, I will not say new, but the remaining equity shares right now, out of 6 lakh shares 3 lakh shares I've bought back. So the remaining equity shares right now is 3 lakh. So this I will be dividing by 3 lakh shares. So my earning per share will be 18 lakh 20 divided by 3 lakh. So my earning per share will be 6.07. Okay. Now the cost of equity is by price earning method is earning per share divided by market price per share multiplied by 100. So they have said, what they have said is that the cost of equity has risen from 15 to 17%. So your cost of equity has risen. So this will have an impact. This will have an impact on your market price. So cost of equity is 17. The revised earning per share is 6.07, and the current market price per share into 100. This we need to find. So P0 I'm finding it 100. This two I will multiply and then I will divide by 17. So 6.07 into 100 divided by 17 will give me 35.71. So my revised market price is 35.71. Now let's see what happens. Now before change of the capital structure, and now this is after the change of your capital structure, we have to take a decision, right? Rather that whether we should change our capital structure or not. So earning per share and market price, here also earning per share and the market price, right? So how much was the earning per share? Here it was 4 rupees, okay, and the market price was 26.67. So 4 rupees, and here it was 26.67 rupees. Now the revised earning per share is 6.07 to 6.07 rupees, okay, and the revised market price is 35.71 rupees. Now you can see that from equity shareholders point of view, the earning per share has risen, then the market price has risen. So yes, the answer will be yes, change the capital structure. So I hope I have made myself clear. See you all in our next lecture. Thank you.